Detroit Lions super fan. Let's bring him in. Dylan Hernandez. Dylan, good morning. And I remember when we had Dylan on 3 years ago. We had Dylan on 3 years ago, and Dylan Hernandez, I see Hernandez. It's Henderson? Okay, Henderson, my bad. I see the caption. My bad, Sam. My bad. Dylan Henderson, excuse me. I apologize for that. Before Dan Campbell's first ever game as head coach of the Detroit Lions.
Oh, that's right.
We had Dylan on. And he has his dope man cave with all the Lions memorabilia. We had a really good conversation, and it made me like the Lions even more. Now I'm trying to find reasons to hate the Lions, Dylan. Good morning to you, man. Congratulations, man. It's been a long grind, but I see your tweets all the time. You hit my timeline. I am proud of you guys, man. Much respect to the Detroit Lions and what you guys have accomplished.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, when I was on 3 years ago, we were singing a little different tune. I mean, we were starting our rebuild and everything else like that. And, we talked and, pretty much was like, hey, you guys are pretty much going to beat us, but, we'll see what we can do. And now we're having a different talk. Now we're meeting in the NFC Championship game, and it's been amazing, and it's been a full circle moment. I think for both of us, I mean, I've talked about it with people, with friends, family, stuff like that. No team left in the playoffs is a Cinderella story. I mean, the two teams that deserve to be in the NFC Championship game is the Lions, is the Niners. I don't care what anybody had to say about Dallas. They screwed us over. You guys hate Dallas as much as we hate Dallas, so we're on the same page as that. And it's going to be a headbanger. I mean, the two best teams that deserve to be there are in, the Niners and the Lions.
So it's okay. You can. I felt this way about, even though until it took to the end, like the 2010 Giants, it felt like they were a team of destiny, but I couldn't believe in it until it actually finally happened. And then in retrospect, it's like, wow, they're a team of destiny. Like same thing with the Warriors, at times in 2014, 2015. Do you feel like you're watching a team of destiny?
I do feel like I'm watching a team of destiny. We slayed the Dragon with the Rams, and we slayed Matthew Stafford. I was in attendance. I do have season tickets for the Lions. That game was the best game I've ever been to, even though we only won by 1 point. I mean, right. I've been to blowout games. I've been to games where we've just annihilated people. But that was the best game I've ever been to. And then we come out and do it against the Bucs. Everybody keeps talking, oh, this is the hottest team going against the Lions. This is the hottest team. They're 7-1. They're 6-1. They can't beat them. They can't do this. We've done it all year. We've done it all year long. And, I know there's questions. I know there's holes in our defense. I've been listening to you guys for the last, half an hour. We talked about it. Our corners, they're not the greatest. They're not the greatest corners. But you know what? We have that bend, don't break mentality when it comes to the red zone. When the Rams came to town, Stafford carved us up and down. We knew that was going to happen. But in the red zone, Stafford was 3 for 8 for 6 yards, and that was it. The Bucs weren't very good in the red zone, and the Bucs, Baker was down on the ground and he threw a touchdown pass, and we should have challenged it and it would have got reversed. But our defense is really good in the red zone, and I'm telling you what, you guys got number 97 Nick Bosa, but we got number 97 Aiden Hutchinson, and when he heats up, there ain't no stopping that man. I mean, he is after you. We both have teams that don't have the most mobile quarterbacks. Purdy's not the most mobile. Goff isn't the most mobile, and I think it comes down to what defense is going to get the turnover. And, what offense's run game is going to be better because, yes, Christian McCaffrey, best running back in the NFL, amazing running back, can make plays, but also Lions got the best running back duo in the NFL with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Legit. And Jahmyr Gibbs touches the ball, and he can break it for 60 yards and go to the end zone. And same thing with McCaffrey. So it really just comes down to, we have very similar teams on offense, and we also have very similar teams on defense. Now, I think you guys' defense is better than our defense. You guys do have some more players, linebacker level. Your defensive line is, more, well-rounded out with, multiple guys who get multiple sacks and multiple pressures and stuff like that. But, our offenses, we got Kittle, Laporta, two best tight ends in the league. You got Amon-Ra, you got Ayuk, you got Debo, you got J-Mo. We've all been waiting for J-Mo to have this heating-up game and, but he's another guy that can touch the ball or stretch the field and make a big play. CMC, everything that he does, and then we got Gibbs and Montgomery, and then I think what our defensive line lacks, I think our offensive line makes up in that sense, us going back and forth. Our offensive line is a little better. I think our offensive line is the best in the league. Yeah, I know we're missing Jonah Jackson, but your guys' defensive line is better than our offensive line. So it's just kind of I think it's two evenly matched teams.
Right.
like on both sides of the ball, and like it's really going to come down to like who's going to make the play on defense that counts and who's going to make the play on offense that counts at the crucial time.
Dylan Henderson, super fan, Detroit Lions super fan. He's a lot of fun to follow. We got to talk to him 3 years ago when Dan Campbell started his tenure with the Lions. Now, when was it that you really started to believe in Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn? Because that first year, obviously, it was a struggle. What did you guys start? 0-9 or something like that? You finally got the win against Minnesota. The next year, you go on Hard Knocks. Everybody falls in love with you. You start 1-6, but then you go on a heater to end the season, and you ruin the Packers' postseason dreams by beating them at Lambeau Field. But when was it that moment? What was that moment that you just said, you know what? We got a good one to Dan Campbell. I'm all in on the Dan Campbell experience.
I believed in him day one, and I know people tell you that. People be like, "Oh, I believed in him since day one." Everything else like that. No, I believed in him day one because of like just the way he talked and everything else like that. And he was he's a player's coach and everything. Like when we had Matt Patricia here, Matt Patricia was terrible. I never wanted him. Never wanted anything to do with any of the Patriot way or nothing like that. And I knew it was going to take time. When Stafford got traded, it was a full-on rebuild. But I also believed in the guys that we had here, and you saw how. Like, if you're not from Detroit, if you're not from around here, and obviously we haven't got this national media attention until, like, this year and last year with Hard Knocks, like, when a team's fighting hard. And we were 0-10-1, you're right. But then we started, like, getting close to winning those games. Then we beat Minnesota, and then we beat Arizona, and then we beat Green Bay the last game of the season, okay? And then you come out the next year, we start 1-6. All right, we're 1-6, but we were in those games, and all we knew it took was like to win a couple together. We come out, we beat Chicago, then we beat the Giants, then we get rolling and we get going, and like, you got to believe in your team. I mean, you guys know from the early like 2000s and stuff like that, like how rough it can be cheering your losing team, and you're like, oh, should I switch teams? Should I do that? I've never wavered my fandom. I have a Lions tattoo that I've had on me.
No, you got the room. Hey, Dylan, your room is decked out, man. You're no phony Lions fan. That's for sure. I see you out there representing the Lions tough on Twitter. You do. You're retweeting everything. So the question, I guess I got another question. Are you flying to the game? Are you coming out here to the Bay Area?
No, I'm not coming out to the Bay Area. I do have my family and stuff like that, and I do have 3 small children. I'm not, but I will be watching it. I'm decking out my house like I always do. It's actually funny. I have that man cave, but I have not watched a single game down there this year because I have a bigger TV in my living room, and like I'm so superstitious on game days that like I have a certain setup. I do have Lion stuff in my living room, and like I do have certain things that I set up the way I set it up. Because I'm a very superstitious person. Like, if I wear let's say I wear my Gibbs jersey and we lose, I won't wear that jersey. I'll go through the full rotation of jerseys again before I'll wear that jersey again.
I respect it.
And like, I've been wearing my golf jersey the last couple of games because I had to represent against Stafford.
All right, so
I had to wear my golf jersey, had to wear my golf socks. I've been wearing those. That's what I'll be wearing. And we'll be watching it at home. I wish I could fly out there. That'd be amazing. That'd be awesome.
Look. It's been a great story. And from afar, I've enjoyed watching it for Detroit. For someone like yourself, it's been amazing. Suspend your Detroit fandom for a second. If the Niners lose this game, forget the part where you're attached emotionally to Detroit. What would you think of the 49ers if they lost this game again, the NFC Championship game?
Well, you guys have went with some different quarterbacks, right? Garoppolo, can't get it done in the Super Bowl. Honestly, I think it would come down to like, hey, Purdy's a young quarterback, and he just hasn't been able to like get it done. There's guys that like go and they'll never go again. Like Burrow went, and Cincinnati's on the outs. The Bills can't seem to get it done. That's why there's so few and far in between of like great teams and like great quarterbacks and stuff like that. Like that's why Dallas will never go again, right? Dallas hasn't been in the NFC Championship game since 1995, right? Dallas will never go again. You want to know why? Because they're frauds. Because Jerry Jones' money is only good in the regular season, not the postseason.
Thank you.
Right?
Yep.
Like, but the thing of it is that like, okay, so I told you guys a few years ago, if I wasn't a Lions fan, I'd be a Niners fan. If you guys beat us, I am 100% rooting for you guys. I'm not like a Baltimore fan. I'm obviously not a Kansas City fan. I like San Francisco. I've always liked San Francisco. I mean, I was a big Kaepernick guy. I know that's a big controversy, but I liked Kaepernick. I had a Kaepernick jersey.
Yeah, guys, we love Cap.
I still have a Kaepernick jersey, from when I was a kid, and I like, you like certain players and stuff like that, and like I always, I liked Richard Sherman. I like the way you guys have built things, everything else like that. Fred Warner, he's a baller. Kittle was one, up until like we got Laporta. Kittle was like my favorite tight end in the league, but like a lot of people are like, okay, Detroit are babies at this, this, that, and the other. If you guys lose to us, it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe we lost them. No, it's the fact that like we're a good team, and like we are a good team now, and like people want to keep sleeping on us. That's fine. I mean, you can ask everybody.
So what's your prediction?
My prediction is the Lions are going to win 31-28, and it's going to come down to the last drive if Purdy can get it done or not.
I like it. I like your confidence, Dylan. Hey, always good to talk to you. Good luck to your team.
Good luck, man. Have fun.
It should be a lot of fun.
Hey, good luck to you guys, too. I mean, I hope, regardless of what happens, it's got to be one of our two teams that wins.
Right. I won't unfollow if you – hey, listen, Dylan, I will not unfollow you if the Lions win.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I work with him.
I won't unfollow you guys either if the Niners win.
Yeah, no doubt. I may unfollow my co-host because he sounds nervous as hell right now. Dylan, thanks so much for the time, man. Detroit Lions super fan, man. Follow him on Twitter. Give him a follow. Dylan is a good dude.